What is up, everybody? Joe here, Rave Tour Guide, and we are here to talk about the EDC Las Vegas 2024 travel information. So not just one specific way to get to EDC. As many of you probably know, there are multiple ways. You have, of course, just driving there on your own. You can take shuttles. You can fly in a helicopter. You can get private car service. You can hop on a rideshare, get on a taxi. So there are different ways to get there, but the bulk of this video is really talking about the shuttle information that you and I have really been waiting for. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. What I love to do here is share, what I know and what I've experienced with all of you. I've been going to EDC since 2012. That's my first EDC. I took maybe 1 year off. We've done VIP maybe 4 times. And I've enjoyed it every year I've gone. Every year has been different. Every year has had challenges. And I hope to share that with you, especially if you're new to EDC Las Vegas and you're going for your first time. That's what this channel is truly all about, is helping the first timer go to EDC Las Vegas and have an amazing time. So that's kind of the lens that we'll have here on today's channel or today's live stream is, really for the new person, for the first timer. Happy to share any information that I can to help you enhance your experience and have a sick time. So let's dive in. Feel free to let me know in the chat where you're visiting from or where you're watching from. Let me know how many times you've been to EDC, or if this is your first time going, I'd love to hear. And let me know if you're watching this later down the road once it's up on the channel. Comment down below. Let me know how many years you've been and if you're excited for this year. So shuttle information, that's the big one. So let me see here. Oh, I didn't have this ready, so give me a second. Hang tight. This is gonna look wonky. Ready? Okay. I'm gonna move this around right here. And then if all goes well, this will pop up. It didn't pop up. Oh, let's see. Hang tight. Let me move this around. Transform. Oh, I can't move it. We'll adapt. Okay. It's not showing. Whatever. Dallas, nice. Welcome in. Kiesling, what's up? Julio, Dallas, first time. Nice. Al A from New Zealand. Let's go. I love meeting some of our friends from from down under, from Australia or New Zealand. They love the hard dance. I've been learning how to muzz. That's been really cool. What's that other? Oh, hawking is kind of difficult, but I'll get it down soon. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. I can't move my chats. I'm just gonna move this over here. Boom. Okay, nice. I'm just gonna see if I can add this in one more time. I'm just gonna delete it. Man, my neighbor's upstairs. Window. So is anyone deciding on, who is anyone here getting a shuttle pass? Anyone here getting premier parking? Window capture. Fucked it up. Ruined it. We'll make do. Damn, none of these things are coming forward. Not prepared. Don't say it. That's cool. Let's go through this information without it. Wish I could have brought it on here, but that's okay. Things change. So first and foremost, we're talking about standard shuttles and the different stops that they have. So this year, the amount of stops that they add or that they have been reduced. That was something that we talked about in the last video was we knew that there was going to be a change in shuttle stops. And unfortunately, there were some that went away. We know, there we go. Figured it out. I got it on here. Bear with me. All right, this will do. So we know that the standard shuttles are going to have four different shuttle stops now this year. Some of them are the same. So we know the downtown lot is the same. The Rio is the same this year. The Strat is the same. The only thing that's new is the Grand Prix Plaza. So that was something that became new as of F1. When F1 came and did their construction in the city, they built up a lot of structures. And if you go to 4400 Koval Lane on the map, you'll see, well, depending on what map you're looking at, you'll see this big area. It's near the mid-strip shuttle stop, but it's not the exact address. So it might be near it, but not quite the same shuttle stop. Still not sure what to get. Al says, I'll be at Hotel EDC, so probably have to get Premier. Yeah, I mean, you could. Let's see, it's $120 more expensive. Yeah, $120 more expensive to get Premier. But let's just say that you opted to rideshare back and forth from one of these stops. Maybe that would offset the cost and it would be cheaper. But yeah, I would say being at Hotel EDC, the most convenient would be Premier shuttles. So the standard departure times this year have also changed. The start time in 2023 was 7 p.m., which meant for some people you couldn't even get to EDC right when the grounds opened at 7 o'clock. So it's nice to know that they moved this up, so you kind of you'll get there right on time. Well, hopefully you'll get there sooner, right? If you leave your stop at 6:30, you might get there at 7:15, depending on traffic, which I still think is pretty decent. And then they go until 11:30, and then after that, there's no more shuttles to the Speedway. And then for return times, this is new as well. As last year in 2023, return shuttles didn't start until 3 o'clock. This year, the shuttles start to go back to the Strip at 2 a.m., which can be a big win for some of our early sleepers, for some of our tired ravers who want to just kind of go back home and crash. You get to go home an hour earlier. Standard return times conclude after 60 minutes after the kinetic field closes. And so everybody knows, there are no shuttles running to or from EDC between 11:30 and 2 a.m. Oh, I could do this. There we go. Let's blow that up. We got some pretty okay perks over here. Julio, our Airbnb is far from the closest shuttle pickup spot, so maybe Uber. Rideshare is inherently risky. Shuttles are less risky. They're kind of a safer bet. And that's kind of what I think you're paying for. I think that's the biggest perk, is like, especially if you're off strip somewhere far, you don't really know and can't 100% depend on ride shares. And that's the risky part about it. So having a shuttle just would be a safer bet, as some might say, especially for first timers. You don't want to get into situations where it ruins your experience, right? I've heard of people trying to get back to the Strip having a hard time finding drivers and maybe waiting upwards of an hour to even get a ride back to your destination. So I would say it depends. If you're willing to take that risk, go for it. It's every year the ride shares EDC says like be careful, like they have limited availability. So that's a tricky one. We do like to Uber to the festival. Sometimes that's faster, right? If the shuttle starts at 6:30 and you can't get there at 7:15, well, if we ride share to the festival, we could probably get, right at the wristband check-in at 7 p.m. And get right in. So it just depends. So some of the perks here for standard shuttle, there are no set times. You can get to there, arrive to the shuttle stop, sometime before 11:30, and you're good to go. And then you can depart anytime after 2. There's also security check-in at the shuttle stop, so you can just kind of ease right into the festival as soon as you get off the bus at the Speedway. And then there are restrooms and there are water stations at each shuttle stop, so feel free to use them. Once you get past security, you can fill your water. Don't fill it up before you get through security because they'll ask you to remove it. And then there's support staff there. I've never had to use them, but they are certainly there for you. Kiesling, does Uber and Lyft price surge when getting a ride back? From what I've heard, yes. It's also, I think our ride was surged on the way there as well. And so that's something too, if you're ride sharing there, that's the unknown. It's like you don't know how much you're going to pay. Whereas with a shuttle, there's a little bit of certainty involved with how much you're going to pay, how you're going to get to the festival. And you can always ride share to a shuttle stop too. And then we have Premier Shuttles. Premier Shuttles I have not done before. I know that, there are certainly perks. Again, standard shuttle, you have rideshare, and then standard shuttle is very safe. And then Premier Shuttle is like even more secure, I guess, right? You have a set time to depart. You have a set time to return. So that might be beneficial for those who want a seamless entry, a seamless way to get to EDC where you just, you don't have to wait in line at a shuttle stop. In the past, I've waited at a shuttle stop, a standard stop, just I'd say getting in line to actually getting on a shuttle, maybe an hour. And this was at peak, 7-ish o'clock at the mid-strip, which was at the time the busiest shuttle stop. On that note, I predict the Grand Prix shuttle stop to be the busiest, but also probably the biggest, right? I know that the Fremont Street lot in downtown Vegas is a little bit smaller, so, relative. But the Premier passes definitely give you that expedited, seamless entry, getting to the festival, getting back. And then if you like perks, well, there is, as you can see right here, receive a Premier merchandise item. In 2023, that Premier merchandise item was a EDC branded pashmina, which pretty cool, pretty sweet, a nice souvenir. And, to get it with your ticket, that kind of makes up, hey, $20 to $30 of that ticket. There is some negative sentiment that I've seen on the Premier shuttles. So, you might want to check out some of the other experiences that people have. But some people say, that they were able to get on at any time, and they didn't like that idea. They thought that wasn't fair. I think for the price, the standard shuttle is pretty normal, right? If you're first time going to EDC, get the standard shuttle. It's pretty straightforward. If you want an elevated experience, get the Premier. You'll also get a free merchandise item. Who knows what that is? For the Premier, we noticed that there are two different options. There's non-peak shuttles, which is, this is the price, $40 deposit, $269 full price. And then there are peak shuttles. And so the difference between non-peak and peak are just departure times. So we'll scroll down here. We'll pass by some of the Premier shuttle stops, one at Resorts World, that's huge. Resorts World gets booked with all the celebrities and all the DJs. So it makes sense that this is the premier shuttle stop. Who knows? You might run into some influencers or some DJs. Who knows? Then they have one at the Strat, which is also a standard shuttle stop. The downtown lot, the Rio, and the Grand Prix Plaza. So these are all standard shuttle stops, and then they also have an additional premier shuttle stop at Resorts World. So here are the departure times, I believe. Let's see, how do we know? Okay, so yeah, these are the departure times: 6:30, 8:30, and 10:30. I would have liked this earlier. I feel like departing at 6:30 and getting there at the festival after 7 is probably, not what I would have wanted for that price. I would want to arrive right at, right at gates opening. Here are the premier return times, and then here are the kind of the options, what they actually look like. If you purchase a premier shuttle, you'll have to purchase one of these specific trips, right? Do I want to depart at 6:30 and return at 4, or do I want to depart at 6:30 and return at the end? And this, we'll get to this. This might be challenging because maybe you want to leave sooner. What if you schedule 6 a.m. but then you're like, oh my gosh, it's 3 o'clock. I'm super tired. Do I have to wait? To my knowledge, you're able to take a premier shuttle and go to a standard shuttle stop. No big deal. I think this goes for getting to the festival as well. If you have a premier shuttle stop, you can use a standard shuttle stop. If I'm wrong, let me know. Oh, yeah, I'll scroll down real quick on that note, Kiesling, about the opening ceremony shuttles. I think this is a great option for Friday. For getting there on Friday, this is what I would have done, but based on the time, I think we're just going to Uber there. Me and my wife will probably leave our hotel around like 5:30 to get there, maybe 6:15. But this is a pretty sweet option, especially if you're down this side of the strip or you're staying at the Rio. Just get the opening ceremony shuttle, get on at 4, and just go straight to opening ceremony. That's a pretty good option. I would definitely do that, especially if you're going for your first time. If you get to opening ceremonies, you get to enjoy the grounds when it's still nice, a lot of daylight, right? If you get there at 4 or 5 o'clock, you get to enjoy the festival with sun out still, because Saturday, Sunday, the festival doesn't open till 7. Opening ceremony shuttle is an extra charge. It's $15 on top of your shuttle already. This price is definitely okay if you're maybe traveling in smaller groups or by yourself. I think that if you were going in a bigger group, a rideshare might be just as good or just as valuable or affordable. I've done opening ceremony before. Maybe the con might be if you're at another hotel, like, especially if you're in downtown Vegas. So that's us. We're staying in downtown Vegas, and I don't think it's worth it for us to get an opening ceremony shuttle because we're already in, downtown Vegas, which is closer to the Speedway than people on the Strip. So we're opting to rideshare this year, at least on Friday. Okay, so back to some of these departure times. The departure times are okay. That's why I feel like this is too rigid for me. The standard shuttle is like, cool, whatever. You get on, go, leave whenever you want. If you're with a group of people, everyone can leave or go back home at separate times, right? Some people want to go home early. Some people want to stay towards the end. The standard shuttles allow that flexibility. But if you're going with a small group or you're just going with your partner or your best friend, like Premier is going to nice, seamless, stress-free. I also imagine really low wait times. Like you probably won't have to wait an hour like I did in 2021 to get onto a shuttle. So some of the perks for Premier, of course, reserved times, limited inventory to reduce wait time, Premier merchandise item, Of course, security. Okay, security lane fast pass access to all inbound standard shuttle stops. So to the festival only, what I'm reading is that you can get onto a standard shuttle with the Premier shuttle pass. The fact that it says inbound to the festival only means that maybe you can't get on from a standard stop or standard shuttle back to your place. I don't know. I feel like I've seen people get onto shuttles without shuttle credentials, so I doubt that that's actually going to be something that's enforced. Amenities at each stop, on and off site, of course, support staff. Opening ceremony shuttles, which we talked about a little. I think this would be really cool to get to there really early on Friday. I'm a big proponent of people who are going for the first time to spend as much time as they can on Friday. That does mean you might have to get there a day earlier, or it might mean you have, if you do check in on Friday at your hotel or your Airbnb, that maybe at check-in at 3:00 you're already ready, right? For all my lady ravers out there, or all my ravers who use makeup, like, and get ready. Like, if you got your outfit already ready by the time you check in, maybe you don't need to spend that much time putting on your makeup and doing your hair, so you can get to opening ceremonies ASAP. So here's a shuttle map, which is which is different than the way it looked last year. It's just a little smaller, and then of course some new stops. We have the Grand Prix Plaza, which is down over here near Koval. I don't know if you can't see my cursor. That's cool. Whatever. It used to go south more towards Tropicana. So if you've been to EDC before, you might know that there was a shuttle stop in Tropicana. Sadly or happily, depending on how you look at it, Tropicana is going away, and they're gonna build the Oakland A's, the Las Vegas A's stadium, when they tear it down. So I think I saw on Reddit somebody posted what might be the last day, which was like April of 2024. So that might be why there's no shuttle stop at Tropicana. And so now the southernmost shuttle stop is going to be the Grand Prix Plaza over there by Koval. It's right next to the MGM Grand. It's right next to the Top Golf in that area. So this is for people who are staying at the Luxor, right, or Mandalay Bay, or MGM, New York, or Excalibur. If you're staying at one of those hotels, the Grand Prix Plaza is going to be your best bet. If you're staying at the Rio, obviously go to the Rio. Or if you're staying anywhere center strip, so Bellagio, Flamingo, the new Horseshoe Hotel, Dre's, any of those hotels down there in the mid-strip, you're probably going to want to do the Rio. And then if you're on the north side of the strip, let's say Circus or Fountain Blue, or even Resorts World, if you're doing standard, you're going to go to the Strat. And then if you're in downtown Vegas, you're going to go to the downtown lot. It's called the Llama Lot. I don't know why I was so excited to share that. I want to just take a moment real quick here to big shout out to all of you guys who are here with me today. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you're finding this video valuable and helpful, please click that like button to help grow this channel together. I'm really excited for this season. Last year, when I look at a lot of my analytics, this is the time where a lot of excitement builds up. So I'm prepared. I got videos coming up. I've been trying to be very active and consistent as I can be over these past at least a couple months or so. So let's keep this party going. Big thank you to all of you who are here today. So scroll down. We're going to make our way down to, okay, we're going to go all the way back up. Where are we at here? Okay, opening ceremony. Nope, we're going to go to the other travel information. We'll go to private car service. So this is second year in a row that they are doing travel service, which is more elevated, right? So you have carpool rideshare, and then you can elevate it with shuttle stop or a shuttle service, and then premier shuttle service, and then the next tier up would be private round trip service to EDC via all luxury vehicles with up to 6 people equipped with playlists and party perks, maybe free booze. I don't know. If anyone has done that, please let me know in the comments what it's like. I'd love to hear what it's like to do this private car service. Is it worth it? I saw somebody on Reddit saying that they were looking for people to do it with, but it was like $350 for the whole weekend. So a couple $100 more than standard shuttle to have your own private car service. I don't know. Would you guys do it? Let me know. Okay, so spend less time on the road. They say that there's a private route. Where is it? It says that somewhere. I have a feeling that route might be the same as the shuttle route, although I did not see any of those last year. So, man, if anybody's got information on these, I'd be happy to hear from you guys. So pickup locations for the private service, of course, it's at Resorts World, because the celebrities, the DJs, they're taking this private car service from Resorts World to EDC. Drop-off locations include VIP and Skydeck. This is how you know it's catered to the VIP, the higher ticket, right? Starting at less than $100 per person per day based on 6-person occupancy. So about $300 each day. So here's the pricing: 3-day round trip or single day round trip, single day one way. This is probably a good option. Let's say if you're only going for a couple days and you're giving away your wristband to some of your friends and you're a baller. Nice. Keep these comments coming, guys. I love it. Thank you so much. Julio, Uber to the Grand Prix shuttle stop would be my safest bet, and the opening ceremony on Friday. Absolutely. I would recommend, for opening ceremony on Friday, to make your way to the Rio early. The Rio was recently bought out by a new company. Like a couple years ago, the Rio was a hotel that was really heading downhill. It was recently purchased by a private company who is revitalizing the Rio, and they recently added a new food court, so you could go to the Rio a little bit early before the opening ceremony to get some food, get some drinks, hang out before you hop on your opening ceremony shuttle. And it's difficult to know what departure returns / times or departure / return times to pick for premiere when we don't know the lineup or the schedule. Absolutely. That's a good point. Without knowing what times people are going, how could you commit to a certain time? So now, of course, as I'm thinking this through, okay, so let's scroll down. So, of course, it does say Premier allows you to security lane fast pass access to at all inbound standard shuttle stops. Yes, great, cool. I can use my Premier parking to get on a standard shuttle stop if I want to leave at a different time, but I feel that's not what I'm paying for, right? Javi Carlos, what's up? How's it going? Happy Tuesday, and to all of you again, thanks for being here. Smash that like button. I always feel funny saying that. I say the word smash a lot at my cafe. Does anyone here like coffee? If you drink coffee, let me know. Or tea, like matchas, chai. I manage a coffee shop, and I freaking love it. I drink so much coffee now. Try to stay energized. But yeah, I mean, why commit to something like this if I don't even know when I want to go yet? And I don't think it's fair. Like, oh yeah, just go hop on a standard shuttle. I'm like, So I'm with you there. I won't push what I want to do on anyone else, but I'm a standard shuttle guy all the way. Yes, coffee is absolutely great. I could probably drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day. Usually go with lattes. My latte art game is improving. Didn't realize it would be so hard. Okay, back to private car service. Okay, so pricing and then inquiry form. Wow, you made it when you're booking something through an inquiry form, because a VIP host would like to speak with you and possibly upsell you on a table. How about a VIP table with your VIP car service? So amenities, premium water. Are we talking, Arrowhead Spring? Are we talking Fiji? Breath mints? Chewing gum? Tissue? Oh, yeah, for all the crying that I'll be doing. Hand sanitizer, face mask. Oh, good for you. Hey, I'm glad you were able to cut caffeine out of your life. I am more power to you. It's kind of like how I feel about alcohol. Cut alcohol out of my life. Bluetooth USB connectivity for music. Cool. You could play your own music in your private car. Why not? Let me know if you guys were thinking about doing a private car service. Let's check out, of course, helicopters. Is that the next tier up? Okay, so your private car, yeah. Yes, helicopter would be the top of the line. We're talking the most elevated experience to get to EDC Las Vegas via a freaking helicopter. Now, for those of you who might be wondering, is it worth it? If you're just looking at the money, it might not be worth it to you. But let me present a scenario where it is worth it. Let's say, I will share something special about how I view EDC Las Vegas. I view EDC Las Vegas as my new year, right? EDC Las Vegas is like my time of the year where I reflect, I celebrate, and I enjoy life. For those 4 or 5 days, however long I'm there, I really take the time to say, really practice real living gratitude. Like how grateful I am for my year that I go to EDC, just really grateful that I'm there. It's not just that I want to escape, but I want to be grateful for being at EDC. And so sometimes, and I've thought about it, that I've had a lot to celebrate where I'm like, you know what? I think getting a one-way helicopter trip to EDC Las Vegas would be a way to treat myself, right? After going like 10 years now, like how do you continue to elevate your experience and get even more intense feelings out of it? I see this as that next level for me, a way to celebrate all my accomplishments, treat myself to something nice, and experience something that I know is truly special. What we're talking, maybe 10 minutes up in the sky above EDC Las Vegas. There are not very many of us who have gone to EDC to experience that. And let me just say, if you're having an amazing year, do it. You deserve it. I hope to do it someday too. But yes, okay, so helicopters. You can request a helicopter. They're run by Maverick Helicopters out in Las Vegas, Nevada. So they do tours all year round, whether it's to the Grand Canyon or to like the Hoover Dam or even just above Las Vegas. They also do tours, of course. They do flight trips to EDC Las Vegas. So let's go. I'll take you guys to the website where you can actually book these. So if you want to look at it and follow along, or you just want to see it for yourself, you can go to maverickhelicopter.com or just Google Maverick Helicopter EDC to come to this page. Tyrannosaurus Rex. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Transportation and shuttles may be kind of sad this year. F1 really pooped on my plans to be on the main part of the strip. I booked Luxor, but there's no shuttle stop this year. I know. Crazy. They really did move things around. If you were at Luxor, I think you probably would have been to the Tropicana stop, right? It's just right across the street ish. But yeah, I'm not even staying on that part of the strip, but I'm bummed because, again, a lot of us are just so used to doing things a certain way, and a lot of us want to be in certain parts of the strip, and they've now reduced the amount of stops. Man, I'm gonna move my tabs around, but let me see if I can find. Oh, okay, so I found it. All right, so this, I looked up, I don't know what the year this is from. I think it's from it's from, you can see up here, April 9, 2023, top right of the corner. It's like an archive of EDC's website. I don't know how I found this. But you can see here, standard shuttle stop. They had 5, so 1 more than last year. And then the Premier shuttle stops, oh my gosh, they had way more, right? They had the one at the Luxor. They had one at Golden Nugget, which is up in downtown Vegas. They had one at Bally's, which was just the mid-strip. Resorts World Strat, downtown Tropicana de Rio. So some of the ones that are Premier stops this year are the same here, but in 2023 they had way more stops. So that's telling you guys something about what's changing, right? Especially after F1 and what construction they did throughout the strip to have this kind of effect on EDC Las Vegas transportation. Yeah, big deal. Okay, so let's go back. We were talking about helicopters. Here we are at the Maverick Helicopters website. You can tell this is this year, May 17th to the 19th, 2024. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys. Okay, so you can ride this solo, right? One-way trip, $650. That's if you book in advance. Round trip, $950. And then here's the booking in advance, $4,400 one way and $6,500 round trip. Now, pro tip. I found this on somebody's YouTube video about EDC Vegas, that there was like a single rider line where if you did not reserve in advance, that you could go to Maverick Helicopters and book on the spot for a trip. And I wish I knew the number, but honestly, if I recall, it was cheaper than $650. So this is one way. You have to go there to the Maverick Helicopters terminal and wait for the opportunity to hop on a helicopter that probably has like an open seat, right? This is elevated experience. So if you're a first timer, you shouldn't feel pressured to do this. This is one of like your pinnacle of your EDC experience. But yeah, I mean, even after 10 years, I haven't done it yet. So I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, you should do it. But I think everybody should do it at least one time. It's a bucket list kind of thing. Nicholas, thank you so much for chiming in there and sharing your information there. Expect to pay $80 to $140 for a ride from EDC to the Strip. It's also a nightmare to get an Uber/Lyft after 4 a.m. Out of curiosity, and Nicholas, have you done rideshare from EDC Vegas to the Strip? Oof. Cross your fingers that the driver does not cancel on you after you've waited. Oh my gosh, yes. Also, cell service is sketchy at best, so if you go to a location in the Speedway where you have reception or Wi-Fi, try to secure a rideshare before you even start walking out. Oh snap! This is knowledge here, folks. Thank you so much for sharing, Nicholas. This is exactly what we were hoping to hear on this live stream, and one of the benefits. Yes, thank you. There is a checkpoint where you have to show that you secured a ride and have the assigned pickup lot number that your driver provides you. I remember that lot. I never got to see it at the end of the night. It's where we arrived on a rideshare on Friday. So dope. Nice. If anyone else has tips, tricks to share with this community about your travel experience like Nicholas here, please do chime in. I'd love to hear. I'd love to share. This is so cool. This is the kind of stuff that we talk about in the community. I know I did the same thing. I was like, this is good info. Okay, so yeah, you have the helicopters. Here's the pricing. I'm gonna tab back. Let's see if we covered all of the travel. Shuttles. Oh, Premier parking. Yeah, let's talk about Premier parking. Parking and drop-offs. Cool. So, general parking. Okay, here's some. Reduce time, premier parking, wait time hassle. Take I-15 north to exit 58 at Apex, turn right, follow signs. Okay, so this would spit you out up and around the speedway. Deposit's $40, $165 tax and fees. So if you've got a group of 4, what is that, for the whole weekend? I imagine it's for the whole weekend. Doesn't say. Somebody let me know. I believe this is for the whole weekend. General parking is free. I've done general parking many times in the past, and I had some really tough experiences, and I have yet to do general parking ever since becoming a shuttle person. General parking is free. The largest parking lots with easiest access are located on the west and south sides. The brown and green lots accessible via Las Vegas Boulevard. This is huge. Take note of where you park your car. Check signs for the lot number. Check landmarks. They're like, yo, you need to do anything and everything to make sure you find your parking spot, because Insomniac's like, yo, man, I can't help you. Sorry. And that must be such a challenge. I've regrettably had this happen to me, at a time where I made decisions that I was not so proud of. Drive safe, drive sober. But yes, take note. Drop a pin, take pictures. If you're the kind of direction person like me, maybe you'll, hey, like 30 steps this way, turn left at the restroom, and just don't get lost. Cool? Agreed? Done. GA parking lot opens at 3 p.m. on Friday, perfect for opening ceremony. 5 on Saturday and Sunday. Since there's no opening ceremony on Saturday and Sunday, it opens up later. Of course, it does say, where does it say? No tailgating. The following activities are strictly prohibited in the parking lot and areas surrounding the video. Tailgating. I've been there for years. I've done, there have been times where I ride in with people and who park at EDC. And we still have a shuttle, but we went with them, and they parked their car. Everyone's tailgating. Who's controlling that? People are tailgating. Buying, selling tickets. I mean, I don't think that's not true. I remember people have been selling tickets in this parking lot for years. There was a time where there was this scam going on where the wristbands that you purchase, they would get in multiple times. So I knew this guy who had 20 wristbands, and he would sell them to people outside of the security check-in. He would put the wristbands on them. He'd walk them through security, and he'd get through security with these group of people who paid him, and then he would take the wristbands back from these people, and then he'd walk back out and sell more tickets, walk people back in, take the wristbands, walk back out, and rinse and repeat. I saw him leave once the cops started coming for him. He got on a fucking scooter, zoomed his ass away. Well, I just started cursing. But of course, the technology has surpassed where people can't do that. People still sell tickets. Don't sleep in your car. It's dangerous. You can get hurt. Loitering, I see it. There's a lot of loitering. Selling, who knows, whether it's fans, hot dogs, illegal merchandise, all of this stuff happens. Drinking alcohol, illegal drug use, strictly prohibited, but I can just share a lot of it still happens. Okay, so you do have Premier, and then there's also ADA parking. ADA parking is free. So if you or someone in your group has handicap parking or has accessibility needs, the ADA parking lot will take care of you. It's close to the Premier lot. That way, from your car to the venue, there's not a long walk. And to my knowledge, there's also golf carts. There are golf carts at the ADA parking. J-Star, drop a ping before you walk away from your car. Then you can use your GPS to get to your car. Voila. Problem solved. I feel like in 2014, 2015, we did not use things like this. You know what we were using back then, which I still think people do now? I still see people with walkie-talkies. Let me know if you guys use walkie-talkies or if you've seen people use them. I've never once ever used them. Not saying that they're a bad idea. I just sharing. That's what people used back then. I still think some people do now. Nicholas, there are private cars at the taxi location near the rideshare pickup areas, so they roam around trying to get business from the frustrated people that can't secure Uber or Lyft. They charge between $50 to $100 a person, but they are basically filling a limo, so you may ride with strangers and will have to wait until the limo is full to depart. A bit sketchy, but it's an option. Thank you so much for sharing that. I have in the past seen that. I've seen people kind of asking, and I've always just, either we were already getting a shuttle, or we already had a rideshare. So that's a good tip. I feel like that would be something I would do in a pinch. What we had here? Rideshare. Yeah, we know that there's a rideshare area specific to the Ubers, the Lyfts, and also the third-party shuttles. So there are actual other shuttle companies out there. Whether you're doing like one and only. One and only is a common. Like they do shuttles, I believe. Let's see. I don't know if they have it. But I know at EDC they had one. Oh, there we go. Boom. Las Vegas Resort Takeover. They're taking over a whole hotel. And I'm not sponsored. But yo, if you're listening and you guys want to hook me up. Okay. All right. We're back at this. May 16 and May 20. Let's see if they have anything. Accommodation. So this is pretty cool. You're young and like you're going by yourself or just with a friend or two. It's kind of like a roommate thing where they'll set you up with other people. If you're only two and you want a room with two more people, like they'll take care of you. Oh, that's right. That's kind of neat. Some merch. Oh, cool. And here's their lineup for this year. So like afters and day parties when you get back. And then here at the bottom right, if you can, it says on there, shuttles to EDC. So if you're on one of these shuttles, you're going to get dropped off at the rideshare lot with all the other rideshares. Let's see. Taryn says, speaking of learning, sometimes there's weird people outside with signs offering rides back to the strip. My paranoia always goes up when I see them. Yeah, I've been watching too much true crime. I do not get in those cars. But if you're on a limo and there's like 15 other people, I mean, what Nicholas was saying, like, it is kind of sketchy, but I mean, he's not going to kill all 16 of us. Okay. What's up, Ben? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. Just joined. Did you talk about private car service? We touched on it. Yeah, we were talking about it being, definitely an elevated experience from, let's tab over there. It's definitely an elevated experience from Premier Parking, right? You get to travel in style. You get to ride in one of probably like an Escalade 6-person seater, all black, very, very luxurious. You get to, there's only 2 pickup stops though, for the private car service, MGM Grand or Resorts World. Here's the pricing if you want to see. He'll drop you off at VIP or Skydeck. The pricing's okay, not bad. It's just like a couple $100 more than what you would end up paying if you did a Premier Parking. So if you do are interested in this, there is an inquiry form. You just go to the website, fill it out. I'm sure some VIP's hosts will call you and be prepared. They might ask you or try to upsell you, maybe get you a table. If you're doing private car service, maybe you could get a table. Here's some amenities too. Ben, are you thinking about doing private car service? Do you have a group? Flexibility. Nice. Let's see. And you get to go whenever, right? There's no specific times for private car service, right? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about times in here, so I imagine you could just go anytime and you could return anytime, even if it's between, the hours of 11:30 to 2. which is when the other shuttles aren't running. So that makes sense. Now that you mention it, I could see that being a real perk as to, getting a premier private car service is that flexibility. Right on. Let's see. What else did we have? Okay. So we talked about shuttles. We talked about the carpooling. So the GA premier parking, ADA parking. FAQ says something about reservations. If you look at the FAQ, it looks like you need to have reservation. Okay, let's go down. What private car hotel can I choose from? Private cars will be ready for you and your party during the hours listed below. Between 7 to 10:30 or 3 a.m. to 6:30. And then that makes it sound like you could go anytime in those hours. Then the next question, can I reserve more than one car per night? Is that what you were mentioning about reservation? Yes, you can order multiple types of trips and quantities of cars per day. Oh, okay. This is like you're reserving 2 cars because you got a group of 6. Drop off is at Skydeck or VIP. At the end, how will I know what private car to take at the end of the night? You'll go to the same location where you dropped off at, Silver Lot or Skydeck. Concierge will direct you to vehicle, and then I guess either one they'll pick up or drop off, or you will be returned to your original pickup point for drop off. What do I do if I miss my private car reservation? Yeah, I feel like what I'm getting is, oh, right here. Is it possible to change the date or location of my private car reservation? If you have purchased ticket assurance before you have the ability to move your Oh, boom. During any time. Okay, so as long as you show up during the operating hours. Yeah, at least that's what the FAQ. Oh, okay, cool. Yes. I wonder if they would let you hop on a shuttle just in case. Man. Well, thanks for the questions. That's helping me see more of what might be happening out there to, different headliners and what they might experience. Yeah, I hope to hear in the future what, your experience. I'd love to hear. Maybe I'll be doing some lives after EDC to, talk about the experience. I'd love to hear more about how that actually turned out for you. Yeah, that seems... maybe it's like catering to the demographic that really feels like they need reservation times, but at the same time, they're still doing like a open, like, hey, you can still come anytime between this time and this time, and you can get on a car. But maybe for some other people, they want a specific time. Maybe I should just like inquire, pretend like I want to go all the way through the process just to find out more information. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get stuck either, man. Those are good questions. I wonder, if maybe when, because let's scroll back to this inquiry form. I imagine if you send in this form, hopefully you get to speak to a real life person. I feel like for people spending this kind of money, they should be offering that top level quality service to answer, all these what ifs. And I think that they should be very knowledgeable and like, hey, this is what will happen. And maybe they can answer more about the reservation stuff. I'd love to hear more. That's really interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I'm really curious now. Sweet. So I guess there was only one more thing that I wanted to talk about here. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I'd love to see. Let's see. How do I find participants? I'll move up. Boom. Man. Yeah, so on the page they did talk about basically all we're sharing about here. They gave a little tidbit video of the different travel options. We know rideshare, carpooling, shuttles, private car service, helicopter, all that stuff we went over. My group right now is deciding, we've been deciding what shuttles to get, if we were going to change our hotel. We opted for standard or Premier. We decided on standard. We felt like Premier wasn't necessary for us and for what we were looking for. We decided not to change our hotel. We're just going to keep it as is. I'd love to maybe give you guys an idea how much we're spending on a hotel. We're staying there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. So 5 nights, and we're staying in downtown Vegas, and we only spent $785 on a 5-night stay, which I think is pretty sweet. I'm looking at some of the other 5-night stays now, and especially after this new information was released, I feel that now the hotel prices are totally going up, right? So nice. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Thanks for all your questions. I'm so excited to put out this next video. I'm putting out the I guess I'd like to call it my new tradition, the annual 10 first timer tips video. Stay tuned for that video. I wasn't supposed to do it live this week. I was supposed to do it next week, but since this information came out, I wanted to be here to share it with you guys. So if you stuck around this long, thank you. I'll be tuning out, or kind of, what do you say? Signing off in a little bit. Nice 7 nights at, oh dude, I think the longest I'd ever stayed was 6 nights. 7 nights is probably gonna be like sweet. If you get there on Wednesday, you get to spend Wednesday and Thursday in Vegas. I really enjoyed going to Area 15 on Thursday for the pre-party. It was the Dream State pre-party. Tyrannosaurus, thank you. Yes, I hope to see all of you guys. We'll definitely do another meetup. It was so cool to meet some of the people that are here on these streams. I met several at last year's meetup, and it's really giving me the life and desire to keep this going. I didn't know I'd get such a good be received so well in the community, so I'm really grateful. But yeah, I think Vegas is one of my favorite places to visit. If I had 7 days in Vegas, I'd spend the 3 days in EDC, and then the other days I'd spend eating my heart out. I'd go to Chinatown. There's so many good Asian restaurants in Chinatown, but there's also really good, like, just other food. Like, we have chefs who are on the strip, or chefs throughout the city who are opting to lease space in Chinatown because it's cheaper and just do super good restaurants. One of them is like Sparrow and Wolf. I really like their food there. I really like, I think it's called Bruce Lee Dumplings. No, let me see if I can. Xiaolong Dumpling, that's the name of the restaurant. No, yes, Al, thanks so much. I'm happy to share, happy to contribute to helping all of you have an amazing first time. Really am. I think when I first went in 2012, like, I had no idea what I was doing. In fact, it was like my second rave. I went to my first rave in 2011. I went to Beyond Wonderland, and then in 2012 I went to EDC, and it was very overwhelming. I think it was so overwhelming I felt like the only thing to do was just to party. Fun fact, I don't know if it's fun. My first EDC, I only made it to day 1 and day 2 because on day 3 I got so hammered I never made it to the festival. Ugh, so embarrassing. Thanks, Ben. Thanks. Can't wait to do Vegas and EDC. Keep up the content, and maybe we'll see you there. Yes, you will. We hope so too. I hope to run it. The funnest interactions when we just run into each other. And that I really can't wait for. I'm so excited for that. Oh, wait. Don't lose me. Here we go. Anyways, thanks so much for being here, guys. If you want to connect, reach out to me on Instagram at RaveTourGuide22. We could chat there. Or if you want to just comment down below, I'll reply to any of your questions. Let me know what you're doing for your travel. Are you getting a shuttle, Premier? Have you decided? Are you undecided? And maybe we can start talking about lineup predictions. Oh my gosh, who's gonna be on the lineup? Maybe we can talk about what else is there. New artists, like artists, right? We know Daniel Popper's always there. We know the exceptional taggers are always there. We could talk about the food. Oh my gosh, I think I really want to do a food tour of EDC this year, but I'm not always that hungry. But just gotta do it for the vlog. I don't always have to eat everything. Nicholas, thank you for sharing your information. Definitely getting excited to get back to EDC. Third consecutive EDC week this week. Yes, we will. The Plur will stay alive. So will excitement for EDC. It'll never burn. 10 years strong, and I'm still like loving this industry, loving this scene, loving this festival. And now I have like second wind to do this kind of stuff to help all of you and contribute and be that tour guide for you guys and just to be there. Well, I'm signing off. Happy Tuesday. I'll have this video up, I hope, within the next 3 days. And I'll see you guys next week for our next live stream. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. See ya.